You know your camera's not working?
No, I didn't. I see myself.
Oh, really? I can't see you. Can you see him?
Nah, I can't.
Well,
no, I can't see you either, Brian.
Hold on. That's weird. I see myself through StreamYard right now.
But it also doesn't, yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't show like it doesn't show like normally it says that like there's a person there with a little thing and it doesn't show that. I'm gonna try removing you, Brian, maybe leave the stream and try coming back.
Okay.
Wizard. Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
What's good? What's good?
So we're trying to get Brian's camera sorted. For some reason, it wasn't showing.
Yeah, for whatever reason, his camera is or was not working.
I'm trying to put a message out on the Instagram live streams that we don't really see their comments. So if they want to interact with the stream, to hop on YouTube. Not that I don't want people to watch on Instagram, but one other thing too, Kyron, I wanted to we can take a look at today. Let me share my screen. I have Brian back in the waiting room, but I still don't see his camera. We got market open in 11 minutes. iShack, what's up? Yeah, Brian, I think we're still struggling with the camera. I don't know what's going on.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I recommend it's on the StreamYard side.
Here, I gotta.
It's everything's testing fine and showing me through StreamYard, so nothing I can do from here.
Yeah, you're good. No worries. You could just be the voice of reason today. How's everybody doing? Chat? Anybody doing any trading so far today? I'm currently holding a NAS long and a US 30 long. We're small profits in both.
A NAS long. What was your stop loss on your NAS long?
So my stop on NAS here, I'll throw it up here. I have below the low of today. Why that?
Nah, literally, I had the same trade from this morning.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I've been sitting in this chop for a while because I have a level here on the NQ futures chart. It's at 21,619.50, which is like right around where my entry is basically. So I was playing a level hold of that, and we got the spike, kind of the sweep lower, and we rallied back up. So I got in somewhere here. I've been sitting in it for probably an hour or something, but we're starting to get a nice bounce here. I wouldn't be surprised if we come down and sweep this pre-market low once New York opens, but we'll see. We are in a NAS is in a super bullish uptrend, even compared to the rest of the indices. Today, so far the action in just the overnight session, we're putting in a little doji bar, but you can see how strong Friday's daily bar was. When you compare that to the US 30 daily bar, pretty ugly. Thursday and Friday, giving us a pullback. I mean, not pretty ugly, pretty healthy pullback, to be honest with you. But and then SPX put in didn't close at new highs. It closed inside of Thursday's range on Friday. So NASDAQ with a little bit of the relative strength on Friday. We did test higher overnight. and sold back into the range. So should be interesting. One thing that I've kind of been watching too, Tesla was strong overnight. It's makes up a nice chunk of the NASDAQ. It had a really strong close on Friday. But the rest of the individual names I've looked at are all really flat. So NVIDIA is even gapping down. So I don't know. I think we could be in for a little bit of slower action this week. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, at least starting off. For Nas, it's been, kind of relatively slow here. I mean, you got a good move. What was this for? London session, I guess you could say, for this move to the downside. Obviously,
Yeah, there was a good
I don't know
short.
if you guys were. I don't know if you guys were up, but I definitely was not up for this London session move to the downside.
No, I wasn't. I actually did. To be honest with you, I was up late though. I actually caught. I was in a short. I shorted this lower high right here, and so I was in a short here. I had a lower level, the one I'm talking about that I'm currently long in now. So I was in a short here, targeting this level that I just mentioned, and we we're heading towards it. I thought we were going to get there, and we got this rally, and I actually flipped long, and we got the super nice pop on my futures account. So I was able to actually catch this move, and then I closed it out, and luckily I wasn't still in it because that short was a nice failure.
Yeah.
I had the right idea in the short. I was just way early.
Yeah, that's how I felt yesterday with the trade I took on gold.
You want to show it?
Yeah. Yeah. Here, I got you.
You guys can hear me okay though, right?
Yeah, we can hear you, Brian. Yeah.
Okay, great. I am sharing my screen too, by the way, Tyler.
I see that. I can see your screen. Yeah. Okay. I don't know why it's not letting us see you. It's weird.
Yeah. That is weird. All right.
I don't think we have any restricted news today.
I don't believe so. I don't think we have any restricted news until Wednesday. We have
Wednesday and Thursday. I think we have some data.
Yeah, I definitely checked through. But yeah, the gold did me kind of slime yesterday. So let's see. Okay, so when the market opened, so initially I wanted to see like a correction on the market open and then a continuation down, likely to target into these lows here. I kind of made a breakdown for my group last night. But then when we opened up, price had pushed through these highs up here and it opened with a gap. So when it opened with the gap, I said, "Oh, okay, bet we can get this, at least this gap to get filled." So that's all I wanted to see. So we made this move to the downside. It corrected here, and actually within this 5-minute candle is where I went short, and I had a stops like right above these highs here, and then literally a target.
Those are the worst. Those are the worst stops, bro.
Yeah, and it happened so fast because it was like this pushed up, took me out, and then it dropped immediately.
Grab, and then immediately dumped, bro. Like immediately, just the engulfing. That's tough.
Yeah, it was a little egregious. But then
for that reason, and this is like sometimes can maybe require you to size a little smaller. And I guess it depends on your like conviction of the trade. But I sometimes try to give my stops like a bigger stop than I actually want to give it, like just for those frustrating things, because those can be so tilt inducing because they're like,
wow, and in hindsight, I definitely should have, or at least like, because I think it was paired with. No, so even if I would have waited for like, I don't know, it was kind of different because this 15-minute candle closed bear or bullish, and I guess I could have anticipated, but it was like the last 5-minute candle that did that. So I wasn't.
No, I see.
At the time, it was like the 15
that's
was
tough.
bearish.
That's tough.
Yeah,
that's not on you. I mean, that's one of those things. Even if you gave your stop like a little bit of room, it could have been a big enough, spike. That's just tricky. That's just trading. That's just like when trading decides to be a bitch like it can be.
And then today, I actually missed the gold trade. The market was real indecisive when I first got on the charts, and I was inclined to the bullish move. And why I was inclined to the bullish move was because of the previous 4-hour candle. So this previous 4-hour candle closed above this level here, and we literally were just ranging within this area on the smaller time frame within this next 4-hour candle. And what enticed me to buys, and it's so crazy how this happened because my dog was in here whining to go outside, and I was like, I literally was waiting for my entry, and I was like, you know what, nothing's happened, let's go, let's take you outside real quick. And within that, literally that 5 minutes that I was outside, this was the bullish candle that had took off. So the previous 15, if you take a look here, or I guess we can see it better on the 5-minute time frame. So price created a high, created a low, created a new high, came down, created a low, broke through this previous low here. So these two lows, when I was looking at it this morning, so this low is deeper than this low. So the key high becomes up here. Then we get a break for a new low. So the key high becomes right here. So price had pushed up, created that market shift. I'm already anticipating the volume from the previous 4-hour candle to continue here. This 15, after this 15, and it was literally right after this 15-minute candle close, it bought up immediately. And all I wanted to see was the high get broken here. And in hindsight, I could have scaled into the move because when I came back inside, this candle was forming. So getting buys off of this 15. But at this point, I was thinking that we could potentially get some correction, a deeper correction, and then a continuation. And it just didn't quite happen that way. So now I'm kind of waiting here. And it was just so sideways, at least early this morning with this volume, that it was kind of indecisive because, like I said, it was creating lower lows and lower highs within this trend here. So a stab to the downside, I was like, can we make a deeper move to the downside? But the only thing that was keeping me from selling it was just how much volume came off of this previous 4-hour candle. I just didn't think that we could get a full-on correction following that volume.
That sidewaysness you talked about, that is right down the center of my weekly key level that I've had drawn now for a month.
Yeah,
it's always kind of incredible when you draw a line like that, right? And you see it act like a magnet over and over and over again. Right now, it just busted around my 4-hour key level. Since we started FunderProTv streaming, I've had these two key levels drawn, and it's just been reflecting on them. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to draw something from this. We just got a break of a high here. So if we can see a potential steeper move, like I do anticipate some type of correction to form, but if the volume is bullish right now, I might be able to scale in on a smaller time frame for a continuation of this bullish move. So that's what it's gonna have to be for me, something similar of how we got this candle, a retest and a continuation. After this 15 closes, we'll see if we get it this 15-minute bullish close. Then I'll probably this is rough though.
New York opened. We had Nas push down, sweep the overnight lows, and getting a strong rally back up. US 30 rallied out of the gate and is now fading. The opposite action there. I got stopped on my Nas trade.
Let's see. Oh wow, that's a move for you.
Yeah. Yep. I if anybody was listening at the beginning of the stream, I said I would not be surprised if we come down and sweep these lows before we rally. And I thought I almost closed my trade because I was like, I think we're gonna sweep these lows first. Like, do I want to eat this stop? But all good, no worries.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for both sides of the coin.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
But yeah, definitely coming in here, making a stab. What time is it? It's 9:30. Oh yeah, so this was the market
32.
open, and
Yeah,
it's still
that's
rejected
New
off
York
of this
open too.
level. And why I was inclined to taking buyers on Nas is because of similar how well it wasn't how the previous 4-hour candle closed. It was more so how these 1-hour candles were closing bullish after rejecting off of this area here. We had these
Mm-hmm.
two, and then just seeing some type of bullish reaction off of it.
Yeah.
But it definitely.
Oh, US 30, nice rally. She's pumping now.
Gold entering the 4-hour supply now. Yeah, it's at 669. This 4-hour one up here. We can look at it clear on the 1-hour.
Mixed action.
Yeah, let's see. It is tapped into this 4-hour OB. Doesn't mean it's necessarily bearish. We just cleared through this high. The volume is still strong bullish, and this 4-hour candle is about to close bullish above this high up here. So scaling in on the next 4-hour candle wouldn't be a bad idea for a possible continuation on that 4-hour. I think that's what I'm going to go with. This will be my next trade or trading setup idea after 25 minutes for this current 4-hour candle to close.
Yeah. Nas given the I'm not making this for easy for anybody today vibes.
Said Nas.
Yeah. Just some strong volatility in both directions out of the gate.
Yeah.
Still in my US 30 trade.
It did just clear through this low here. The previous 4-hour is bearish. Current 4-hour appears to be closing bearish. We got a gap down. A steeper move to the downside is plausible. It just depends on how this like closes.
Yeah. Yeah, just the first 5-minute candle is let's see, we got like what was the low? So open eye gate with like a 40-point push down, which then rallies
And then
80 points and then pushes back down.
Yeah. A definitely indecisive market.
Yeah. Tesla, really strong. One of the individual names I've been watching. Liking the Nas hold right there. 2-minute looks pretty good.
Let's see what
You guys, Sarkar, what up? Sarkar, what up? What are you guys watching, chat? Is anybody watching anything? Any charts that you guys are looking for? Any trades you're looking for?
Yeah, just a gold close above here. Clear these highs.
There we go.
Gold was relatively slow last week. Like it was pretty rough last week.
Gold, yeah.
It's been pretty rangy, right?
Yeah.
Gosh, Kyron, every one of my breakout structures last week would either do such a strong breakthrough and then pull way back, just obliterating my idea to grab the pullback, because I'd be like, both those are just too strong, you know, and almost neutralize my whole strategy over and over again. And the ones that would break through mildly would pull back and just go the opposite way as a bounce. It was nuts.
Yeah, the range was definitely hard to trade off of. I only found myself getting like 2 setups on that initial Sunday move down, and then a portion of this drop here. I actually closed early that Thursday because I thought that we had, I think it was like jolts or something like that. I'm not sure what the news was, but I thought it was a restricted news event, and so I ended up closing. Took a sell. So after we got this rejection off of this up here, I took my sell actually right here with stops above this high up here and just looked to target. All I was looking to target was this low, but price came out and then that news came out. So we had the news release right in here with this candle, and I thought that I would have been cooked regardless, because it was 8:30 like on the dot when I closed it, so I would have been cooked regardless. So I closed that like somewhere within this area here, which was like a 1 to near 1, a little over 1 to 1 is what I got. And then we got that continuation down, and of course it completely started ripping after that. Okay, 20 more minutes to this current 4-hour candle closes. I'm gonna trade
Nas is testing level from underneath right now, the 21,619 level I was talking about. Like to see us get back over that, which is also would put us back over the opening print. And then if we are able to do that, look for a potential higher low to enter another crack at a NAS long.
Yeah. Gold is at 2670 now, still holding strong after breaking through this high up here.
You're not in that right now, are you?
I'm gonna look to scale in likely on the next 4-hour candle. Since we just continue with this volume up here, I want to see if we can't get, like, let's say maybe a retest here with the next 15 or next 4-hour candle, and then a continuation to push deeper into this 1 hour this 1 hour supply zone here. That'll be what I look for.
Pretty harsh failure by US 30. If NAS can continue to rally, my target would be the overnight highs. Gold strong.
Yeah, the question becomes, is it going to go without us? Or how far is it going to go up before this 4-hour
right
candle
now
closes?
it is, yeah.
We shall see.
It's really mixed action across the indexes, which is leaving me to have lower levels of conviction in either direction. I do have SPX bouncing.
Yeah, gold does look like it's gonna keep pushing.
Yeah, she's strong. SPX also testing a level from above. We're just holding over Friday's high on SPX.
My God.
I'm sorry, Friday's low. Friday's low. Friday's low.
Gold, you're coming down at some point. This is nuts.
Don't step in front of a moving train, Brian.
I'd rather try to catch a falling knife. Is that the other phrase for trading, right?
Yeah. I think if you're trying to long a really strong downtrend, you're trying to catch a falling knife, and if you're trying to short a really strong uptrend, you're stepping in front of a moving train.
I was trying to catch a falling knife on purpose earlier. I mean, I had a safety stop on all my positions that was kind of far out. It was a safety stop. I manually stopped out myself a little while ago as we were talking, but I kept it pretty tight. Nothing I can't make back in one decent trade.
Yeah. No, I get that. I mean, every now and then.
Sometimes you got to just assume, hey, it could go now, and it's a hell. Keep your stop really close, and if you win, then hey, it's great. If you lose, you didn't lose that much.
There's a guy, professional trader. He traded with one of the prop firms. It's not just like anybody can take a challenge, and I forget what the name of it is. But they have to like hire you, and you have to go to the office and trade from there and stuff like that, right? His name was Lance Bielstein, I think his name is. And he was like their top trader for several years. I think he made like $12 million maybe. And I can't remember if it was in 1 year or his like last couple years there or something like that. But anyway, he talked about something where only ever taking trades on the other side of the V.
Yep.
And what's that?
I know him.
Okay, yeah.
So him.
He has some really good stuff out there on YouTube. If you haven't checked him out, he's really good, and it's all his stuff is extremely legitimate because it's all verified by other sources and other parties and stuff like that.
He's surprised.
So he's definitely no furu. He knows what he's talking about. But he talks about something that I like where, and this is a way to essentially try to avoid the catch a falling knife or step in front of a moving train, but to always wait for the V and then enter on the other side of the V. So if if the market's dumping and you're just getting red candles that are moving down and you're trying to buy into those red candles that are moving down, the probability of that trade working is super slim. So it's a very simple concept, essentially waiting for the red candles to put in some sort of low and some sort of wick and then start to give you some sort of bounce and create at least some sort of V shape, right? And it would be the same idea, just inverted on a shorting attempt. But it's a very simple concept, but I'm sure a lot of beginner traders tried thinking, this is gonna, this dump is gonna rally, I'm gonna catch the lows, and they try buying and catching that falling knife.
One thing that makes him good, though, or I think, is on that V concept. So that's what I tried to do today, but I was on the wrong V.
Yeah, sure.
So,
yeah, you never. There's always more to it than just that. But
yeah. But your point's taken. That guy's. I like that guy, man. I think he talks about sometimes how much he sacrificed years ago of his life, just never going out, never going to parties.
Yeah, he has a couple good ones. There's another thing he talked about once. I thought that was I saw your price alert for gold, Kyron, and I was like, oh shit, did I just enter something? Hold on, I want to just read these comments and then I'll get back to Lance. US 30 looking good. US 30, and it's looking good if you caught this short. I don't know. That was a pretty harsh failure. Trouble streaming to Facebook. US 30 hitting bear trend line on 3 minutes. I think we're going into the new year bearish. I think people have high expectations going into the new year. Yeah, Wizard, I will say one thing that I think I mentioned this a few streams ago, but like it seems like everybody and their mother is like super bullish on the market overall. And that's just like the one thing that makes me a little bit bearish. But this is also not an uptrend that, like we just said, it's not a trend I want to step in front of. A moving trend I want to step in front of because this uptrend is strong. But Brian, going back to the Lance thing, he talked about how he felt what separated him was basically like the extra work that he would put in like outside of trading. So when he had a bad losing day and whatever, he took a big loss or he went on tilt or whatever it may be, he would tell himself like, do you ever want, you feel so, this is horrible, this feeling is horrible, do you want to feel like this like ever again? And he'd say to himself, no, I don't want to feel like this ever again. So he would sit there, journal, review his trades, do all the like annoying, monotonous tasks that a lot of traders get lazy on. And then when he would have really good winning days, he would, everybody else who had good winning days, they'd all be, hey, let's go to happy hour, let's go to the bar, let's go get some drinks, let's celebrate. That was always kind of like their mindset. And he always would say to himself, like, this feels really good having this good winning day. Do you want to like keep having these? Well, if you do, sit here, journal trades, track, do all the things you got to do, put in that extra work even after good winning days, just like you would after a bad losing day. And so he did that on both sides of his winning and losing trades for years. And like, he felt that's what really helped push him to be the best, which is another good concept that he talks about.
Yeah. He's up in New York, right?
That sounds right. Oh, dang, Naz is pushing pretty good.
I think he used to live, I don't know that he went to Princeton, but I think he lived in that Princeton area.
Yeah, he went to, I forget what it was. I forget what he said. There is a story about his his education path that he made like a unique choice, or maybe it was just when he got the job at the prop firm, like with the degree he graduated with, like he could have went and worked some like hedge fund bank job or something and made probably a lot more money. But he wanted to trade, so he took a lot less money out of college to work at the prop firm and learn trading, and knew that if he like stuck with it, he could eventually make a lot more. And so yeah, he went through some years of barely making any money after graduating with a good degree, I think.
That's crazy you're talking about him so much. A true short backstory on my part with him is I kept him on a YouTube video on my phone for like 6 months.
Yeah.
Just because one of my like bookmarks, because I would go back every once in a while and just play the same video of him, a little 10-minute segment of him talking about a lot of that sacrifice stuff. I just, it wasn't about strategy or anything. It was just about mindset.
Yep.
It just resonated with me, something about him. So that's why I know him so well. It's like I can almost I have it memorized, like his little 10-minute speech. Yeah. Yeah, that's funny.
I mean,
I even showed him to somebody. Like I aimed my phone at their face, going, "Listen to this guy." And now you're talking about him. It's like I didn't think anybody knew about him.
Oh no, yeah. I don't. Obviously, he's been around for a long time, but he's not one of the people like everybody. I feel like knows about Umar, and he's like really respected in the space, and stuff like that. And like I have a couple other guys, like my mentor, Rake Trades, is someone who I think is really highly respected, and you don't hear many bad things about. I think Stock Market Wolf's like another guy. Jade on Trade. So I know those guys, but Lance more than anybody. The fact that he's not trading his own personal capital, where he's like posting screenshots and doing stuff like that. Like, it's some company that he worked for is like, no, like, yeah, look, here are his results. He made $12 million. This is all the truth. So almost more than anybody, I think if there's somebody you want to listen to in the trading space, he would be one to check out 100%. He's I don't know, but in terms of prop firms, so he's not a prop firm fan in terms of the structure that like you and I use.
No,
He
no.
likes trading.
Lance's last name is like Brett. Is it Bretstein?
Bretstein? Yeah, I might be wrong. I've been saying Bielstein. I know a Bielstein, and maybe that's why.
Just so
but
people,
yeah, I'll
just so
find
people
it.
listening,
What
we're
it
talking
actually
about Lance Bretstein. I guess you
yeah.
forgive me, Lance. If, no way he's listening to this. But
I'm sure
if I'm pronouncing
he's
it wrong.
probably yeah, it is Brett. It is Bretstein. You're right. Breitst.
That's yeah. Some of those types of names. Anyway, yeah, good trader. I believe he's not trading anymore. He just trains from the institution he's working under.
He's yeah, he's doing he does some charity work, I think now, as his essentially his like full-time gig, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Anyway,
back
to gold. Look at it taking off. I wish I would have been on that fishing line.
Danya,
you and me both.
Danya, what I would say, why is gold going so high today? I would say because it spent entire week or more, or maybe 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks, basically consolidating in a super tight range. And the longer something consolidates, the bigger breakout it typically gets. So I would say that's not surprising from that sense, because we dealt with a lot. You can see it there on Kyron's chart. I mean, that's just the 4-hour chart, but that's a strong 4-hour consolidation. And plus you had before that, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days of consolidation. So you had almost 2 weeks of a really tight range. Like look at those daily candles compared to the other daily candles on the gold chart. So 9 days of really tight, rangy action, right? And so now we're getting that breakout. And when you have 9 days of tight, rangy action, the breakout's going to be strong. And for a few reasons. One, you have a lot of people, trading the breakout and it's working for them. But then everybody who was shorting the top of that breakout, right? Well, now they're getting their stops run. And if you're in a short and your stop gets run, in order to close your trade, you have to buy. So that's why charts get big breakouts ever, right? Is because the momentum of the volume of buys that are happening. Well, when that's happening, it's also hitting stop losses, which are buys closing sells, right? And so then that's adding even more buys into the market, right? Which is why you see trending moves happen, if that makes sense.
Yep.
And on FX Street, they're saying the U.S. non-farm payrolls report released on Friday reaffirmed bets that the Federal Reserve will lower borrowing costs in December. This, in turn, keeps the U.S. Treasury bond yields depressed. Turns out to be a key factor, acting as a tailwind for non-yielding yellow metal. If I was a news reporter, that's how I'd say it. In other words, it's hanging in there.
Yeah, there are a couple things I saw over the weekend. Well, I did listen to Jerome Powell's speech, and he definitely spoke in like a very positive manner about the economy and stuff like that. And so I think that was like a positive outlook. And then one of the appointees that Trump appointed for crypto and stuff, I forget, and AI and development and all that sort of thing. I think was viewed positively by investors. I forget who the guy was, but
yeah, this is where I'm looking to go.
You're in a gold long, right, Tyron?
No, I'm not. Not currently.
No, you're not. Okay.
I wanted to.
Tanya, 1 second. I'm gonna get that for you.
But we had so much volume in that last 20 minutes on gold. But yeah, after this 4-hour candle closes, we can get some type of pullback on the smaller time frame. I don't really like how the 1 minute looks. This is just continuing to buy.
Jeez. Hey, Tyler, glance at
Yes.
your private chat.
Yeah, sorry.
No problem. Don't want to bug viewers with a comment. Unrelated to trading.
Oh no, bro, you're good. You can do that. Yeah, try doing that. Try just rebooting and come back on. Then that way.
Does that phrase normally uploading recordings? Does that normally stick around during the stream? I don't recall that.
What's that?
Read my middle message there.
No, you mean in terms of the recording?
Yeah, it's actually that. Usually, I think I see that at the end.
Yeah.
When
So even if it does, it's not a big deal. StreamYard provides you with a link that I can just give you after the stream, and it'll then it'll upload your recordings after the fact.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, so you're good. You can just hop off and reboot your computer, and then hop back on.
That. I'm not in a trade right now. I'm waiting on that correct V.
There you go. There you go. Hey, good patience. I'm proud of you.
Well, earlier, and we were talking about being on the wrong V or the right V. Time frame of chart probably plays a lot to do with that. I was honestly trying to do a scalp earlier. In all honesty, a scalp. So those V's can be very tricky, and you better keep a tight stop on those. For gold, man. Okay, I'll do a little reboot and see if StreamYard can't pick me up. I'm wearing red like Kyron, so it's we almost match. So it's a shame you can't see me today.
I thought John Cena was on here with us.
I look good in red, man.
I was gonna say, come on, Kyron, you gotta give me something there.
Hey, look,
Kyron looks good in red too. You sporting just a regular shirt there, Kyron, or is that some sort of a jersey or something?
It's a jersey shirt, so it's like the Bulls.
Is it the Bulls? Okay. Yeah. Couldn't see the title, so I was trying to. And your name is blocking your right shoulder. I got one of your shoulders.
Sleeve. Oh yeah.
No, on your chest. I think it might say maybe it has their logo, their little emblem there.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I was like, what is he wearing?
I'm gonna take a
it was a big NFL day yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of action in the National Football League. A lot of good games yesterday.
Yeah, my team caught a dub.
I forgot who's the team.
The Lurs are. I'm gonna throw them out just because I took a trade card.
Oh no, you're good. You're
good. So if you guys have been on this stream, I've talked about a level on the NQ chart that is at 21,619.50, and we just triggered a 2-minute buy off the level in the opening print. So that is why I'm taking this long stab. So we got the opening print is right here. So guys, when you hear me say opening print, what I'm talking about is the open of the candle of the New York session at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. So it doesn't matter what time frame you're looking on. Doesn't matter whatever. As long as you're looking at the 9:30 candle, the open of that candle on any time frame is what the opening print is. And these charts are always going to be a little bit different. If you look at the futures chart, this 2-minute actually tagged the opening print. And then the hourly level that I have in play is right there, pretty much. Like I said on the NQ chart, 21,619. So we have the opening print and a level for me. It's the reason for my buy, seeing if we can hold this area here. And I want to target pre-market highs, which would be this area here. We shall see if she holds or not. Mm. The Russell looking like the strongest index today. I'll spike under the opening print there, see if she can hold. Like this 2 minute, if it can rally and break the previous 2 minute high, it'll look really nice.
Purchased a 5K regular C trader. Wish me good luck. Good
luck, bro.
To you.
Good luck, Dunya. Good luck. Dunya, do you have what is your trading experience? Are you new into it? Mama's calling me. Have you been trading for a while, or are you just starting to dabble? 87 viewers right now. Shout out Sidney Crosby of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah.
I'm a hockey fan, Kyron, all right? And
okay.
It does not, I mean, honestly, just being a Pittsburgh sports fan in general with the Steelers and the Penguins, but especially as a hockey fan, I was born in 1990. They got Mario Lemieux, in my humble opinion, the greatest hockey player of all time. I know a lot of people will argue it's Wayne Gretzky, but I'm going to disagree with you. So 1990, I come into the earth. 1991, Lemieux starts winning cups with the Pens. So that was like, really ramped up Penguins hockey. And then we got Yager. Then we got Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin. Like we've had like 4 of like the top 25 NHL players of all time. Pretty blessed. Been fun to watch.
Yeah, nah, I could never get into hockey as much. Like, don't get me wrong. I used to go to like some like low key when I used to live in Florida. We used to go to like Ice Flyers games.
Okay.
That was always lit though. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So here's what I will say about hockey. Even as like a hockey player myself, like I understand that like the entertainment value from it. I'm just like watching on TV isn't as good as like football for like a couple reasons. One, football is like more social. You get like the stops in between plays and you can, whatever, chat with your boys, and you got to watch the play that's like 8 seconds long and chill, whatever. Or hockey's like very nonstop. Like you really got to be like locked in the whole time, right? But from a playing perspective, like when you take that like sort of same thing into consideration and you're just like playing nonstop and there's like not all these breaks in the action all the time. It's just go, 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 go. For my ADHD ass, it's like amazing. I'm just like,
no,
I was like the Energizer Bunny out there, man.
I believe it. I feel like I could skate, like, or not skate. I feel like I could play hockey. Obviously, I had to get the hand-eye coordination, but I could skate. Like I used to roller.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen you skateboard. I know you're obviously athletic.
Yeah. But we just never had nowhere in Florida where you could do that. Like I had a friend here in Virginia who's played hockey for some club here, but like it just wasn't as, I guess since it's not just as mainstream. If I could have been on the hockey team from my school, I would have played, like, type deal.
Yeah. It's definitely less mainstream. I played ice hockey all growing up, but my family actually built a roller hockey rink, which is like very similar, but you play on like inline rollerblades instead of ice skates. And the way the game's structured is like slightly different. Like you play 4-on-4 instead of 5-on-5, and there's no like offsides or icing rolls and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But so I traveled the country playing roller hockey my whole life. But I play in Florida. There's a tournament in Florida every year. That's at what is the place called? Oh man, it's somewhere in Tampa, but I forget the name of the rink. They convert an ice rink. They like put the roller tile. Oh, we got Brian back. Yeah, I can see him.
Hi, welcome back.
Hey, Black guy, what's up, buddy?
For sure.
Almost 1 year into trading, felt a lot of challenges into social media about FunderPro providing the daily payouts after passing the entire surprise. Some scalper. Best hack to pass this account and get money. I don't know if there's any good hack I can give you. Manage your risk, hold your winners well. That's probably the best hack I can give you.
Yep, that's about as good as it gets. And you know, journal your trades. I would say journal your trades.
Yeah, journal your trades. Yep. Yeah, track your trades, and then also when you track them, like, have a plan before you take the trade. Be like, okay, for me to take a trade, this is what I want to see happen. I want to see, maybe XYZ happen, which will indicate to me that we may get the move in the direction that I want, right? So have a plan, right? A plan with managed risk, pre-planned risk, a dollar amount, a percentage amount, whatever that may be. Have a plan before you take a trade. Stick to the plan. Once the trade either works or fails, journal that trade, track it. Maybe give it a setup name. Was this a with trend pullback long? Was this a with trend pullback short? Was this a liquidity sweep? Was this, for whatever your strategies are, almost label them, right? So you're like, okay, then you can, as you continue to track your data, you can have a playbook in a sense where it's like, okay, I know this liquidity sweep strategy works 60% of the time, and I can do it with, this is typically my R multiple in this trade. So this is my most profitable trade. These are the types of trades I'm going to look for more, right? And that's how you track your data and journal your trades, and you can make improvements that are lasting.
Study your losses too.
Yeah, the losses too, right? But and if it's
you kind of said that.
Yeah. I mean, no, but I agree with you. It's a good point. But like, if your loss is you following your plan and you just get stopped, I mean, trades are gonna fail. Don't like think you have to abandon your strategy just because you took a loss.
Yeah, I think that's the most important. Getting into that panic mode and trying to, try different strategies and just do something that works or that you think may work. Just stick to your plan and let your risk to reward take care of, your losses or your consistency or whatever, and just keep it consistent.
Do you guys remember when you had to finally accept the logical probability of losing streaks? If you have there's math out there that talks about the truth of it.
I think I've shared it before, like the math cheat sheet. I may have.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if your strategy has a 60% win rate, okay, even though we don't really believe in win-loss rates too much, but because it's all about risk management. But if you say you have a 60% win rate, you're liable for something like at some point an 8 to 10 losing streak. And your mindset has to be ready for that.
And so does your sizing, right? Like if you size your trades where a four trade losing streak is going to wipe your account out, well, guess what? The probability of you having a 4 trade losing streak is, relatively high, depending on what your win rate is, right?
Right.
Oh man, NAS and US 30 still just working opposite each other. SPX starting to trade at Friday's low. NAS gave us a spike back underneath the opening print. US 30 with a nice rally, though Russell still the stronger index. Love to see SPX rally off these lows. Oh, I'm gonna find that.
Are any of us on the stream teams trading any pairs lately? Any traditional pairs like Euro USD or?
I never really have. I've like
Yeah.
messed around before. Back when a prop firm gave me a free challenge account. This was like the first time I ever traded Forex. So I messed around with some, but I just have never traded them since.
Same for me.
I just
Yeah.
don't see the I just think they have less edge. Unless you're a fundamental person, in which case I think your edge could come in there.
What about you, Kyron?
Yeah, I used to trade EUR USD. I haven't traded it in the past couple of months, and I think it just comes down to the amount of volume that you see on like Nas or gold, which just doesn't make it as attractive of a pair for me, just considering of the price action alone. I had been planning on making the switch to Nas and well, I'd already traded gold, but I was planning on adding Nas to my portfolio of things that I trade. Initially anyway, for literally since the start of this year, I guess you could say since March, and I hadn't really, implemented on that or embarked on it. And so as I now started to look at Nas more, I've looked at, EUR USD less, a lot less.
I glance at it sometimes, some of those pairs, but I don't take those trades anymore. Just requires different strategies altogether, I think, or an exception. Yet you have to accept some of those spreads at times.
Yeah, that's definitely another. So yeah, I just think there's like multiple things that give you less of an edge, and the spreads would be one of those things too.
Yeah.
But this is so we were discussing Brian's point about being prepared for a losing streak, even depending what your win rate is, right? So this is the likelihood of consecutive losses based on win rate. You can see here. So if your win rate's 50%, the likelihood that you lose 5 trades in a row is only 3%. But if your win rate is lower, obviously that goes up. And I think this losing streaks and less capital. I think these were interesting numbers that we looked at too. Is the drawdown and recovery rate? The more drawdown you get your account into, the higher percentage you have to make return on your account in order to make it back. So if you lose. If you get a 60% drawdown on your account, you have to make 150% to get back to break even, which is, I think those are some eye-opening numbers for sure. But there's a lot of good stuff on this.
That's a good sheet. That's a good sheet. I like really that colored part for consecutive losses. That looks like the sheet I have. I don't have that sheet.
Yeah.
Those numbers are very, very theoretical. They're very written everywhere.
Yeah. This actually formula on how you can take. So if you actually track all your trades and like your win rate and your R multiple, like your average or whatever, you can figure out your actual expectancy. And with your expectancy, you then can say like, okay, I should, based off of this data, make this much this year. As long as you stay within the data set. But all of this information put together is all really good.
Yeah. Those, I have to have that up on my screen somewhere, minimized or something, all the time, every trade day.
Yeah, I know. I was talking to Lito about wanting to print it out and like hang it on my wall.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, like a week or two ago, I spoke briefly about checkboxing kind of like your expected losses. You gotta be expect to lose.
Yep.
Come on, Gold.
She's still trucking, or what's she doing? Yeah, she hasn't given a pullback.
Yeah, look, I done went and took a long stab at it. It looks like I'm gonna go ahead and get taken out here based off of the previous 15.
That's what's so hard about longing up here is you don't have the market structure to give it like a really solid stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like really a long on gold is, I mean, gold could have a decent 5-minute pullback. Like we could spend the next 15 minutes or so pulling back and
still flip bullish.
and still flip into an uptrend, no problem.
Gold. Maybe we're trading 14 karat instead of 24 karat.
24 diamond carat in the air. Don't not play.
What is it?
I think I butchered those lyrics. That was a little we've lost the Facebook and Instagram stream. I don't know why that happened.
Oh wow.
That was the sacrifice for me to be seen, I guess.
They heard us singing, Brian, and they were like, yeah,
let's shut it down. He's on.
Let's shut him down. Zuck was like, we don't need that shit on my platform.
Yeah. Well.
We're gonna see if we can't get another flip.
We've got some negative.
It's not like I don't like this bullish setup. We got a
Wizard. Where you're wrong is war news in America is bullish. We're built on weapons, baby. I don't say that like it's a good thing. I'm just saying, if you hear some wars popping off, don't necessarily look to hop short because Lockheed stock's going up.
All right.
Ooh.
Let's see. Yeah, if you look at the Thinkorswim has like a market watch, like heat map, where you see all the individual names, and then they give you like the color of like what's strong, what's weak, and really mixed across the board. So the index action makes a whole lot of sense. And to be honest with you, this is one of those things for somebody who's an index trader. You'll hear me talk about individual names a lot. If there's a really mixed bag, if you're looking at the individual stocks and they're all really mixed, it's a good indicator that you're probably going to see some choppier action and not trendier action and adjust accordingly.
No, it's been real choppy.
Mm-hmm.
I still want to see this 15-minute candle foot bullish.
I still don't hate NAS. We can definitely fail this, but we're still battling the OP right now. So I'm still in my NAS long. I don't love the way it looks, but I don't hate it.
He doesn't love it, but he doesn't hate it. Yeah, it's been kind of rough here for Nas today.
Yeah, we had a 5-minute open FU candle in both directions.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Yeah, literally ran liquidity on both ends of whatever pre-market trade people would have been in, basically.
And then just stayed literally.
And then like closed very bearish and then rallied super hard just to fade it.
Just to stay within this range here.
Yeah. Back above OP and 21,619.50. I like it. I like its chances of at least going to try and test pre-market highs. The only thing I don't love is what I just said, is that a bunch of individual names are just mixed.
Gold is still looking like it's on midpoint. I don't know what's up with this. My 4-hour is just not letting me see it here.
What do you mean? It's not like loading the data?
Yeah, like you see, it's just kind of like I'll click on the 1 hour, the daily, and then the 4-hour just doesn't.
Oh, you know what? That did happen to me on the 5-minute Bitcoin chart. I think like 2 weeks ago or something. It was like specifically that time frame on that chart.
I might try to shut it down real quick and reload it.
Reboot it. Yeah. The thing that was weird, Kyra, when it did to me, it did it on my phone and my desktop.
Oh, it did it on both?
Yeah, it was weird.
I'm
But
never on both at the same time.
it did it
So
for
I
the
guess
one. It did it like the one day, and then it went away. Came back. Dunya said, "Broker, do you guys use?" So I use. I'm using TradeLocker for my FunderPro challenge accounts, and which is They're not a broker. I think they're just a trading platform. And then when I'm charting futures and stocks, I use Thinkorswim, aka TOS.
I'm on my Trade Locker for FunderPro and Oanda for my personal.
I have TradeLocker, like they mentioned, and then also Ox Securities and Sway Markets for the two brokers that I use for my live accounts. I also trade with some other firms as well, but that's on TradeLocker. Or it was actually on DX Trade. I think it just got switched to TradeLocker. I'm still waiting for the migration. But yeah.
SPX definitely reacted to the war news harsher than, and US 30 is now looks like it's about to make new lows in the day for the New York session.
What's your guys' perspective on holidays coming up? I typically am a fan of not trading from much, at least from December. I'd say if I had to target, I'd say 18th, something like that, and then to mid-January. You guys have an opinion on that?
I think the markets are going to be slow.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think the markets will be slow. You typically see less volume. My personal opinion would be, if you're not gonna not trade, like I probably won't not trade. But I think it's definitely a good idea to size down.
I feel like that period of time is you end up with a lot of retail trader bias, maybe like the minor trending, and because you don't have a lot of institutional money affecting the markets, so you can get quick miniature turnarounds and things that to me just throw off my strategies altogether. So
yeah, the holidays is generally slow. I mean, then you get the market closes around Christmas and things like that. So last year, I want to say for the past like 2-3 years, it's been real slow around the holidays. And I feel you, Wizard TP, because it takes until like you get mid, and a lot of traders, and not just traders, I think a lot of different people, this is a lot of times where people liquidate their money. And so they'll just pretty much sit on their hands for the rest of the year. So I think the volume starts to slow down around those holidays as well, not just on the institutional side, but retail traders, at least a lot of the retail traders as well.
Well, everything making new lows on the day, on the indexes, I should say. But imagine the gold is still holding up. Yeah, the indexes starting to get ugly across the board.
But I agree with Wizard. I wish the holidays in the aspect of trading, the holidays did not exist.
You and me both.
I would like to experience the holidays, but then kind of time warp through it too.
What was the war news?
You guys ever see the movie Napoleon Dynamite?
Oh yeah.
The time machine conversation, time travel. Sometimes I think that's the only strategy I'm missing in day trading. You just need that time machine.
Develop skills differently compared to. Okay, so the question says, how does the trading a funded account help a trader grow and develop skills differently compared to using a live account deposit? Also, in which ways do funding rules encourage better discipline and trading habits? This is a great question. In my personal experience and my personal opinion, how does trading a funded account help a trader grow? I think it forces you to, at least at the very least, you have to use risk management, because you have only a 10% drawdown on, you know, the swing accounts and the regular accounts, and only a 7% drawdown on the fast track accounts with Funder Pro. So it's definitely going to help you in terms of risk management. You also start to notice that you don't need a lot of capital in order to make a substantial amount of money, which is the upside of using a prop firm. You can buy a 100K account for roughly somewhere near $500, and that'll allow you the capacity to trade with $100,000 in capital, being that you do pass the funding challenge. Now, the hard part about it is you have to pass the funding challenge. So I think that's how it differs in comparison to your live account, where you deposit your money. Me personally, I generally will risk more on my live account in terms of a percentage base, because I don't have that flex or that restriction of, you know, a percent, you know, drawdown. So also, I mean, once you get to the funded stage with Funder Pro, your live account will be, besides the, you know, the drawdown, essentially you got that 10%. It's relatively the same, being that you'll be able to do the same day withdrawals. Because what I was going to say initially is that, you know, when you have your own your own account, then you can withdraw whenever you want to. And you know, that is kind of the beauty in having your own account, that freedom essentially. But I think that trading a challenge is definitely going to help you be a more disciplined trader, because you can't just take any old kind of trades. Or I mean, I guess you can, but you won't have your account that long if you don't, at least at the very least, manage risk, which is a skill that's going to help you in the long term for when you trade. Yeah. So I appreciate the question, Sarky. Definitely.
Oh, my computer's being so slow. It's driving me nuts.
Is it frozen? It doesn't look like your markets are moving.
Yeah, it's they're not moving for me either. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen.
Yeah. We got a 30-minute bearish closure for gold. We're starting to see some correction coming from this level, which, I mean, following all of this bullish wave, it's about time. I still want to see a stab at a larger move to the upside, but if we just reject off of these highs, that'll likely be tomorrow. Because, I mean, just coming off of how the daily is going to close, it's going to close extremely bullish for the most part. I don't think that we'll get a full-on correction, you know, back to 26.43 anytime today. Not saying that it couldn't happen, but I don't foresee that happening. The volume has been bullish throughout the entire session today, coming off of the Asian session last night. So I don't see that correcting the full day. Let me see. Yeah. Brian, is there anything that you're looking at?
He's muted. Brian, you're muted. I don't know if you
I
know
didn't
that.
realize that.
Oh.
Not extremely particular. I'm looking at that reversal on gold at the moment. I went in on it just to try to grab a little bit. I don't know how long it's going to last. I'm shorting it at the moment because I'm trying to catch just a quick, it's going to pull down. It's probably going to go back up before it. Basically what you expressed about its correction process. But it can be an easy way to grab on a 200K account, like $500. I think. I don't know. I mean, and what it is basically is I would be risking very, 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 very little on a loss.
Yeah.
I'm just going in there with a small amount in case it does a big dip here, right here. It's worth grabbing that. It goes back to experience on how much have you seen on charts, and I think when you start logging all these memories of pullbacks, reversals, the different styles of reversals, you start developing a certain probability in your own mind. You don't even need a calculator. Like, well, this is good for a minor short for about 5 or 10 minutes, or how you start sharpening those skills after a while.
Yeah, I get it.
Sometimes it has nothing to do with like a theoretical strategy. It's just, hey, I've seen
like instincts.
Yeah,
kind of like Tyler said.
I've made more on instinct, I think, sometimes than, because when I'm trading on instinct, I'll shorten that stop loss, man, so that I don't beat myself up that I lost or something.
Yeah, I definitely hear you on that one.
Okay, so like right here, I'm gonna pull out of my trade for, I don't know, $150. Boom, I'm out. That's all I was doing. So I grabbed it from like a 1.5 lot size. Where was I at? Basically 2671 down to 2670. Grabbed it for 10 pips, 1.5 lots.
Wizard TP said, I want to swing gold, but unsure whether I'll actually take it or not. Waiting for it to pull back on the 20 to 50 EMA on the 4-hour. Working with one account, don't want to be annoyed with more than one strategy. I get that on wanting to trade, a singular account with a singular strategy. Let's take a look at Nas here.
Look at that. I got out of gold just perfectly.
Starting to fill this gap to the downside here for Nas.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm just now seeing it. Really.
I wish I was in shorts. It looks, in retrospect, it looks pretty clean, but I don't know if I want to chase it down here either.
Yeah, definitely indecisive, or it was indecisive, shall I say? I mean, it was just more so just ranging with this slow and low volume.
Yeah.
This one was brutal, like this candle here. That one was pretty rough because it took out this low here and swept these highs.
Yep. Hello, DK.
Would be this 4-hour rejection here, and then having a gap. But with this 4-hour candle closing bullish, this would have left me wanting to see a continuation long. And now, of course, it's just ripping. Gold is kind of still, where is that?
Yeah, it's rough one. Wizard Dude, I've mentioned that like several times. Is the Dow and the Nasdaq basically working, separate from each other? Is it's been mad annoying.
Can we withdraw daily from FunderPro? Yes, you can. Once you become a funded trader, as long as you have over $50 in profit on the account, you can withdraw. Cam said it took out the 5 a.m. high. Let's see. I'm assuming he means on Nas here. Oh, he's talking about like with that sweep. But did it take? Let's see. What time is it?
Oh, wait a second here. I thought he was on the slopes.
He's on the slopes and on the stream.
I mean, what? Cam, you're on your phone right now, huh? Trading while you're downhilling.
Nas is heading towards what is that? Friday's low. Yep. Underneath Friday's low, we can definitely start to get ugly if we want to.
It'd be in crypto.
They have rise payments too.
They do as well. I just normally choose all of mine in crypto. I'm off the slopes, but it's getting dark now. It's dark now.
Yeah, it's like, what is it, 3 p.m. over there? 4?
Oh, man.
The type of crypto is USDT ERC20. And yes, they do have rise.
Yeah, ERC20. That's generally what I get paid in, and I'll like transfer it over to Bitcoin if depending.
Here comes the predictable upswing of gold. I'm watching the 30-minute and the 1 minute. You're watching are you still watching for a 15-minute chart there, Kyron?
The previous 15-minute closed bearish.
Yeah.
And so I'm not too inclined to that 15-minute candle, but I'm more so I still want to see this 4-hour candle flip bullish.
Oh, that's the one. Okay, the 4-hour.
Yeah,
okay.
so
I heard you say one of them like after the 15-minute flip, or went bearish. So okay.
But I like how this current 5 looks. If we get like something similar of either this break and above and a correction, or even a shallow break and a correction back here, I think I could go long from there.
Oh, okay. See, well, I'm not going to guess, obviously. I'm just going to wait and see what it does, but
all I want to see is that, me personally, all I want to see is the 4-hour candle flip. But I mean, we're at this like resistance. I wanted to tap into this 1-hour demand. So we have a 1-hour demand in this area up here. Or not demand, supply, excuse me. We have a 1-hour supply up here that I wanted it to tap into. It hasn't quite gotten there yet. So that's why I'm anticipating some type of flip. But this volume is kind of slowed up here more recently. We'll see. We shall see. This gap here.
I don't know, Wizard. Do we short US 30 now that Nas is rallying?
Would you short US 30?
I said, should we?
Oh, should we?
Yeah.
Oh, Nas is
A strong bounce so far.
yeah. Yeah, I'm not loving the moves in session. It's like pre-NY is generally where I see my best entry on the New York session, I guess you can say.
Hmm.
I just gotta sit and wait. He said his EMAs are ugly at the moment.
The 30 short would be off to a good start had I entered when I thought about it. But missed some trades today. Been tricky, a little frustrated. Don't want to do anything stupid.
Yeah. I feel that 110%. And Wizard said, if I don't find something by 11:30 Eastern, I'll come back at 2 p.m. Yeah, if I don't get nothing by around like 11, like you said, around 11:30 Eastern, 12 o'clock-ish, I might even still look for that 4-hour flip around the 12 o'clock-ish. But if not, then I'm just going to come at the start of the new daily. So when this
I like
daily
that
kind of
idea.
closes bullish, I'll come back and we'll look for, see if we can't get a continuation.
I'll stay
the
in
next
touch with you after the stream is over.
Oh yeah, sounds
Hear what
good.
you're doing, because I mean I'm gonna be trading throughout the session, probably up till I'm in Central Time Zone, so 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, something like that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yep, that sounds good.
I have a question for anyone watching us on any of the platforms right now, because it just occurred to me. We're talking like times and all this stuff, right? You know, if anybody is trading right now from their job or trading full time without a job, I'm just curious if anybody wants to admit they're trading in between meetings at work or working from home for their job and day trading on the side. That's what I used to do.
Hey, look,
That's the
however
move
way
there.
you can get it. However you can get it.
It's hard to monitor the market when you're in a place of work,
Yeah.
I have a few buddies that try to do that, and I know they miss a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
Because they're busy working the 8 to 5, and that's hard.
We should have taken that US 30 short, Wizard.
I've been late many times trying to catch the 9:30 open.
You've been what?
I was reading his
late
comment.
for
He said that he's been late many times trying to catch the 9:30 open.
Tyler, you have any insight for Trevor on the FunderPro futures?
I have not heard an update in a little while. So unfortunately, I don't have one. Let me see what he actually said. I took 5 hours sweet short, 100 points in less than an hour. Did my futures count amazing short? Heck yeah, man. Where's the futures? Okay, any idea on FunderPro? Yeah. As far as I know, it should be before the end of the year, I believe. So I'm hoping we get an announcement here in the next week or so. What a terrible fill. What the?
said a terrible fill. Let's see.
It's on my futures account. My shit's just lagging. My computer's lagging. I try to NQ short. I think we're going down to 21,500, and we got about 50 more points of room down before we're gonna head to Friday's low. But my computer's just like lagging so bad that I think when I click market sell it, like, oh man, US 30 is just dying. I was so close to taking that short. Oh wow, SPX dying too. Come on, NASDAQ, you can die while we're at it. Die. Hey, listen. Now that I got a short open, if the market wants to downtrend and give us a few 100-point daily pullback, I won't complain. I never short either.
I never
Burn it down, baby. NASDAQ, don't you even dare. Do you not see what the rest of the market is doing? It's dying. Join the party.
Yeah, that's what's looking like is happening here on gold.
Yeah, she's starting to get ugly too. Everything wants to get ugly except Q. Come on.
Let's keep an eye on this. Yeah, it literally just filled through this gap. I don't see any plausible, like, solid entry that I would have been able to take on this, considering it swept this low, then swept the high. It'd have been different if the high had got swept first, then the low got swept. Now we're looking at a correction and a continuation. But the fact that the low had got swept first, then it pushed up, took out these highs, this was very indecisive for me. I was in buys with you as well from this level. I wind up closing those at break even.
Yeah, it'd be tricky. They've talked about this on the AMAs. I can't remember exactly what they're called. I think when they first launch, they'll have like volumetrica and a couple other ones. And I think eventually they will have Trade of 8, but I don't think they'll have it right out of the gate on the launch.
Is Trade Locker free to use with FunderPro? Yeah, Trade Locker is free. Man. Is anybody in any trades? I know well, Tyler, I don't know if you're in a trade or not.
I'm in an NQ short.
Okay.
I took a couple losses on my FunderPro account, and I didn't want to keep digging the hole deeper.
No,
I had some profits to play with on my futures account. So. I would love if we can at this point start to get ugly under Friday's low. But right around that low, I think, is a place where we could bounce, but we'll see. We'll see. Under Friday's low, there's, based off of my level system, we have about another 300 points of potential room down.
Gold.
NQ currently down 0.68% on the day.
Come on, gold.
Yeah, okay. Just having to wait here. This 1 hour looks like it's about to close bearish. I still want to see. This will be the first 1 hour and the start of this current 4-hour candle. So I really would want this to be the bottom wick of this current 4-hour candle. And we see this flip bullish. If we get a break above this high, it's likely that we'll just go ahead and run through this gap here.
Gold is pushing towards a touch on my 4-hour key level again. What's it doing, man? Come on, price. Oops.
Time's almost 11.
Yeah, I don't think that I'll be getting another one before we get off of stream here.
Yeah. Yeah, I just need a little bit lower and I'll hit first targets on this NQ short. Basically just targeting Friday's low. Friday's New York Open is I have a level there, which is right basically where the low is. We just kind of ripped up on Friday.
Did you take any trade on Friday, Kyron, for gold?
On Friday.
I took it on the chin at the end. I took my 200K challenge and went, I think I like 1% below 200K.
I did take a sell on gold on Friday. I took it within this candle here, and it actually, that's why I messaged you guys in the chat, because when I took my trade on gold on Friday, it closed like automatically around 3 o'clock. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah, you asked us about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was looking at it because I planned at least initially holding through the weekend. Obviously it's a good thing that I didn't, but yeah, I had took a sell move here with a stops above this high, looking for, price to tap into these lows and then these lows here. But it closed me out at 3 o'clock on Friday. So it was like
yeah.
It was like somewhere within here where I got taken out before, but it's okay. But yeah, that is a trade I took on Friday. So I only took 3 trades on gold last week. This moved to the downside from the 15. Here, that was on the open that week, targeting this low over here. And then This trade was on Thursday. I actually closed this trade at a little over a 1-to-1 because I thought the news was going to come out, which we did have some news, but it wasn't restricted news. So I
Mm.
could have built that to my full take profit. And then just that gold trade, which wound up being a little bit in profit when I actually got executed. And then just the L that I took yesterday. I took a small L yesterday, trying to get this gap fill to the downside after this 5-minute candle close bearish. I had a stop above here. It had just barely took me out and then ran to my take profit. Which I
Yeah.
actually started the live vlogs. So all of these, well, this trade here, I didn't start it last week. I started it this previous Sunday. Recording all of my trades live. So it'll be in that the first week's episode.
Nice.
What's up, guys? Quick question. Do you think we should avoid the markets going into Christmas and New Year's? Likely is what I'm going to do going into Christmas and New Year's, just because the volume is slow. It's not that you can't trade, but it's more so like the volume is definitely generally slower at that time. And me personally, I'm gonna use it as a time to like just spend time with the fam. So I
Your
think
boy's gonna be over here trying to pay for his presents, so hell yeah, I'm sure. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, we
Nah,
talked
I
about this
believe-
earlier. We all agree the volume's gonna kind of slow down. At the very least, you should price size down.
Uh,
I don't blame you on those presents though.
That Chiron on Friday, I was just up, down on gold. I'd be up 1%, down 1%, up 0.5%, down half. Didn't worry about it. You know, I was just like, well, it is what it is. But overall, I ended up Friday, I gave all my profits back.
Mm.
No,
Yeah.
I wasn't heavy on profits. God, that sounds ridiculous. I was like, where was I? 0.5% up on the challenge that I just started. Anyway, so I went down, I think to like down 2%, 1%.
Do you
1%.
think
I'm shorting it right now, by the way, though.
the gold markets?
I'm in a gold short since
okay.
2670.
2670. Oh yeah, from up
Yeah,
here.
I'm trying to get that those losses back from Friday if I can. I think it potentially could go through my 4-hour key level. Give me 1% back or a couple K, almost 200,000 count.
No, that'll be clutch. I'm waiting to get my accounts back, or at least the other ones from elsewhere. So I've only been trading the 25. I got another 100K challenge as well. I bought another one when on Black Friday, and then obviously I have my live accounts. So I've been just trading really just the 25K on my live accounts. I'm gonna start the 100K after New Year's.
Okay, I like that idea. I like the 100K two-phase challenge. I think is ideally the sweet spot.
Yeah.
Because you get higher leverage on a two-phase versus a fast track.
Mm-hmm.
And 100K, what is it? Almost half the price of a 200K account, a challenge. And yeah, I like that one. I'm starting to want one. Come on, gold. I just wanted to push through 2666, I think is the 2667 is roughly my 4-hour key level.
So just like right in here.
I'm not even taking profit right now on this thing. I'm not partialing out or anything.
It says, Kyron, do you think swing trading would be beneficial? I think swing trading, it depends on what it is you like, your schedule and how you really want to capitalize in the markets, to be honest with you. So for me, I like the idea of being in and out the markets within a day or within a session. You know, I don't want to necessarily be in the markets too long, but I guess as I grow in the future, I'll likely switch over to more of a swing trading approach because at that point I'm not going to want to be on the charts all day. So it varies based on what you want to do. Obviously, at that time, I'll be taking less trades, but I'll have more capital is what I'm anticipating. So
Yeah.
though I'll be taking less trades, I'll still be making more money because I'll have had more capital, which is why I'll take less trades and hold trades for longer. And I think it'll just be more conducive to time management and freeing up time to do X other things. Right now I don't have really many responsibilities as it is. But in the future, when you got balancing kids and things like that,
Oh,
I'll
we know things like that.
yeah, you two both know things like that. So I'll look to swing at that point. But right now I just intraday trade and scalp, looking to capitalize on smaller time frame positions just to capitalize on individual waves. I would have loved to catch this bullish wave this morning for that move to the upside. Literally wasn't on it and just barely got stopped out yesterday and was not on the charts for this move, as we had a high created, broke through this high, corrected, came back up, got another high correction, a slight correction and continuation. Um, Missed this whole leg of this move here.
My NQ short just came into its first profit target. We're at Friday's low. Gotta be honest with you, there's a big part of me though that's getting a little greedy and wants to hold this thing to see if we get ugly today.
Oh, so you missed swing trading through Christmas season. I mean, you could. It just depends on. It takes longer for those swing trade setups to set up. Essentially, when you get a swing trade, you want to be, buying at, like, okay, for instance, within this range here at the lows, so at the lowest points, and then you can set your stops below there, and then you could look for a larger time frame target, but for me, it just takes too long. And then this season I rather just not be in the markets. That way I don't have the stress in the markets. I could just focus time doing literally anything else. um and it just comes down to when you want to trade it. Like the conditions are not always as favorable in the holiday season as it is in any other
Yeah.
regular market condition.
Salvador. Brian, quick question. How do you trade? What's your preferred strategy? Can you show me as I'm a new trader? I can show you exactly what I did, why I'm in a trade right now.
Mm.
The other
Here, do you
version
mean
would be a
switch your
little
screen
more.
on?
Yeah, that's fine. So basically, what I like to do sometimes for something like this. Now I'm in a manual stop loss, by the way, right now. I want to see the candle structure if it starts to go against me before I automatically stop out. But I would like to take something like this commodity channel index. I favor this guy. Take the setting. Yeah, 20. I don't know why I always prefer mine to be yellow. And I think something I don't like in this trade locker is I don't have the zero line, but I can put one in. Like right there. I can't touch it. Where's my zero line? Okay. So, well, I still don't like the way this looks. Okay, let me do it like this. Switch to a 1 minute. Now, I don't think on Trade Locker. Well, they do this. Let me do it this way. This is better. There we go. Okay. So outside of my key levels, which I draw basically on the weekly, daily, and 4-hour charts, I can show that in a second, how I find those. But once I have those key levels structured, I might switch down to like a 1 minute chart like this. I'll take a look at the commodity channel index, the CCI. I'm a real biased person on that 0 line. When a commodity channel line, I use the moving average on a setting of 20. It's a setting of 20 on the moving average of the CCI. When that comes in and hits that 0 line, at that point, your bias is starting to shift. And now this is not just for scalping, but this is good entry points, I think, whether you're trading on the 15-minute or the 5-minute. But you have to drill down to the smaller time frame. At that point, so I took 3 positions on a short right here around this point on my chart there. Now I let it hit first. Now earlier I took short right here. This is the one I was talking with Kyron about. And then I got out of that because I knew it was going to come back up. It did. I'm out of it already. It gave me a few $100 on a 200K challenge. And then as it passed back through on that red candle, I re-entered as I was monitoring the CCI line, just knowing that it's still going to stay under there. So for example, earlier today, and again, all my times here is Central Time, so at the beginning of New York, about an hour before New York, you can see this thing was strongly above 0. Right around over here, about an hour and a half before New York opened. So I was watching it. Now, this is where I was eating breakfast and making coffee, and that's the fish that got away. I would have wanted to see that bounce. I was watching these bounces, would have taken that long right there. Didn't do it. Didn't do it on my personal account either, which I usually trade more than this. That's roughly how I'll look to enter a trade. And it's a whole different lesson on how I draw my lines, but I'm basically going to the 4-hour and the daily and the weekly and looking at the wicks and drawing my lines based on average of wick sizes. Everything I said is very basic, but sometimes a lot to swallow on the first try. And on something else, on trading like that, if I'm entering like this on a 1-minute chart, then I am, and I'm not solely going in just because the CCI said that. I'm like we talked about earlier, and we were talking about Lance Brettstein. You know, I'm looking at some of those V's and 5-minute chart, and I know 5-minute chart. I obviously did not take that. Formed a V, and I'm taking it down low. But I just think that gold climbed so much over the last couple hours that it's got to breathe now. So I thought it was probably okay to go in. My manual stop, by the way, is, let's see, 2670 is the entry point. So probably right there. This is where I would be looking to stop out. Real tight, real easy money to make back if I fail this this particular trade. But right now the intraday trend is going down. Little bumps of momentum up. Kyron, that might go against everything you stand for.
Oh no, I don't think it goes against.
No?
I think the current time frame is bearish. Yeah. I'm willing to wait for maybe if we do get a flip some point in time, but if not, I mean, I don't see why I couldn't continue to go down following all the volume that we had bullish. Yeah, so I don't think that that's a bad trade or anything like that at all.
Yeah. And you know, some people say, oh, if you're going to use a confluence, you know, what else? I like to use 2 or I like to use 3. I find if you use too many indicators, since they're all lagging, you end up, one beats up the other, so to speak. One counter attacks the other. You'll get such a tight, if you use, like, say, the MACD and a moving average and a CCI or the RSI, I feel like you start to, one will say enter now, the other will say no, wait 5 more minutes, and you start narrowing it down to the point that you're just going to be wrong all the time. So I think you can over confluence for sure. somebody in the chat mentioned I like an extra confluence. I can't remember where I said Salvador. Oh, you said that as like an extra confluence. I'm not sure what you mean, but
Yep.
But
doesn't look like
so if this is gonna come back, I mean, I am gonna partial out a little bit. I'm gonna actually
Nas is pushing down nicely though.
Yeah, the trade ended up working solid for me. I have stops and profit. I'm being a little greedy. I think we can get a little uglier, but I'm also nervous of a strong bounce. But we'll see. Stops and profits. Stops and profits. So if this is hold under Friday's low, I think we can go ahead to like 418. We're at 460 right now.
Something else I watch is if I'm in a trade and we're approaching the London close, I start to really be biased on my trade, like as far as I start partialing out or ending most of the trade. I don't like to have too much of a position open once London closes. I have been ruined too many times during the New York lunchtime, which is to me kind of equivalent to the London close. That's another personal,
Yeah, typically lunchtime in New York, things will get a little choppy and slow down.
I feel like it can slow down. I don't trust the trend at that point, the intraday trend. If it starts to float one way or the other, I don't trust it because folks come back from lunch literally and make trades, get out of trades. Oh, it's going. There's so many exits at that point that I just sometimes imagine the big boys of New York, like Lance, are sitting there getting out of their trades, killing me. So
yeah.
And I've heard the guys up there explain it that way too, that a lot of the big boys will exit for the same reason.
Yeah. I've definitely heard a lot of professional full-time traders talk about they don't like to trade the New York lunchtime.
But I am a fan of coming right back into the market once that period's over.
Yeah.
After that lunch hour.
Like the last 2 hours of the New York session.
Not the last 2 hours of it, but the two before the two. So it's kind of like the 2 hours after lunch, but not the final 2 hours. I guess New York session, you're talking the stock market. I was thinking Forex hours. Yeah, you're right, roughly.
Yeah, so kind of that like 2 p.m. To 4 p.m.
Yeah. Definitely don't hold the trades until the end of the Forex session though.
Well, gang, we had a little bit of tricky action today. I ended up taking a couple L's on the Funder Pro account. Nothing too bad though. Everything's manageable. I did take a couple winners on my futures account today, so that is good. Thank you guys for tuning in yet again. We will be back on Wednesday of this week with another live stream during the New York session. So make sure you guys are there, and we'll talk to you guys all soon. Peace out.
Take care.